The shooting schedule for Spider-Man Brand New Day has leaked online. Now, what exactly do we get from this? Well, we can directly get where they're going to be shooting and sort of what they're going to be shooting if we really look at it. So in this video, we're going to do exactly that and sort of look at the next 2 months worth of shoots. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? I know Sony and Marvel Studios certainly do, since, hey, they got Spider-Man off the ground in a timely manner after 2 years of delays, and hey, we're gonna give you news soon, and then nothing happened. But now they are on a roll. In Glasgow, literally on a roll, as there's all sorts of military equipment that's been rolling on the streets and Spider-Man fighting it. But outside of that, they're also on a production roll because, good old leaks. And what these leaks tell us is rather awesome, because what we know for a fact by looking at these, reading it, and looking at everything that's hit the net, we know exactly what they're shooting and when and where. So for example, August is officially listed as Spider-Man versus Scorpion. So that's this month. So obviously, everything we've seen so far is part of that battle. So that's pretty important to take note of. And then there's, of course, fights involving the DODC guards. Now, of course, this is the Department of Damage Control, which they've been the most prominent in the Spider-Man films, which is very interesting, but hey, that's awesome. And then they're going to, in October, be shooting a prison fight. So the next stage in September is the damage control fight, and then prison fight in October, which gives us insight into exactly how they're moving from production to production and a few important set pieces. So what we know from the Department of Damage Control fight is that Damage Control is going to have a bunch of soldiers, like, all fully militaried up. They seem to be, you know, as militarized as you get, and Damage Control seems to be some sort of a, almost, I don't want to call them like a task force for Wilson Fisk, but almost on that level, where they seem to be ready to get into battle at a moment's notice. The prison fight in October is interesting because this, to me, is telling me that this is probably the Scorpion breakout. And obviously, I don't know if people need to be reminded of this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Films aren't shot sequentially, so what they're shooting with Spider-Man vs. Scorpion could be the end of Act 1 or Act 2 for all we know. And then they're shooting this later on because of, obviously, locations, when they're available, when specific stars are available, and all that. So this really has given us a scope of what they're going to be shooting for October, September, and the rest of August. Which, if you really think about it, 3 months worth of shoots, and in between that, they're also doing some second unit stuff, and they're, of course, doing things on closed sets. There's a lot going on, and there's definitely going to be more going on towards the end of the year that we aren't seeing, that hasn't leaked, but things are looking good. You combine this with their efforts for the film, everything they're lining up, it's looking pretty impressive. This is going to be a film that we're going to see a pretty, I would say, decent size and scope to the Spider-Man world that we really haven't seen in the MCU that's so street-based and so street-level, which, again, I always welcome because that's the side of the comics, especially Marvel, that I prefer. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.